Hey YouTube, this is William's Walkthroughs and welcome to my first video. In this video, I will be going over the basics of using Adobe Premiere. Now without further ado, let's get started. So when you first load up Adobe Premiere, you should be greeted with this screen right here. From this window that pops up, you can do one of two things for the most part. Right here, you can either create a new project or you can open an already existing project. But then also down here, you can also open up recent files. So let's just pretend that we are creating a new project for the sake of this video. So you'd want to create a new project and then we can just name it like the date of today of when this was recorded. So just do something basic like this. You can name right here and you can change where you want it to be saved, but don't stress out too much about this name and location area because you can change it up later. And then if you're not doing anything professional, I wouldn't really recommend messing with this unless you really need to. And so when you're done with the name and location, you just click OK. Now, if you want to change, say, the name of this project file or where it's saved, you just click File and then Save As, and then you have your file explorer to choose, and you can change this file name right here. But I guess we can just change it. You can also remove this .prpoj if you really want to. So like, and then it'll save like that automatically. Before we get started with editing clips in Adobe Premiere, I would highly recommend pressing the left control key and S simultaneously on your keyboard after every edit you make to your project file to prevent losing progress if something unexpected happens. To get started with editing your clips in Adobe Premiere, you can either click on File and then Import and select where your media is located, or you can just drag directly into the project panel. Now, to the right of the project panel, you have the timeline. The timeline is the place where you will be doing the bulk of editing, at least from my personal experience. Now, to use the timeline, you can just go into the project panel, click and drag into the timeline. Now, if you're experiencing a lot of lag in playback, you can lower the video playback quality from the drop down underneath the preview to a quarter like I've already done for a minimal lag, or you could just leave it at full. Now, in between the project panel and the timeline, you have the tools panel. Now, the two most common tools from the tools panel that I use the most personally are the type tool and the selection tool. So to use the type tool, you can just click on it and then click on one and drag the box. You could change this again later, so don't stress where you position it ideally. So you just get started with typing like, hello, this is an animal. And then if you want to change the text like the font or the size, you can click on effect controls right here. And then for the text, you could just like change the size, but you have to have this highlighted first. And then you can see it's just changing the size with this draggable circle. And then to change the font, you can just go right here and select all these different fonts. And then it'll show you a preview right there on the right. Now to use the selection tool, you can just click on the selection tool that's shaped like a mouse pointer at the top of the tools panel. And you could just drag anywhere you want. And then you can even change the size like doing so. And then it will crop out letters that are outside of the text box size like that. You can also change the length. So as you can see right here, the text just disappears. And if you experience that, you can just drag it to here and it'll like automatically like adjust to like the end. Like it'll kind of aim on. And you can also shorten it and move it around to how you want it to be. I will now talk about trimming clips that you add into the timeline. So you can drag the playhead to where you want the cut to be made. So like let's just say right here. And then you can press left control on your keyboard and K while holding left control. And then it'll make a cut that you can drag around like this. So after you cut the clip and want to trim the clip, you could just click on one side of the cut clip and just drag this to the desired length and then drag it back and it'll snap automatically and it'll just transition like this. Now if you want to remove the audio of a selected clip, you can, okay, so for this demonstration I'll just re-drag this clip back in and then we can have a new one right here. So then I'll just drag the playhead to where I want to make the cut, left control on the keyboard and press K and then that'll cut it. Then I'll select whichever side, so like let's just say this one, because I don't like how it sounded, there was like too much background noise or whatever it is. You can just right click on it, then you want to click unlink, and then select this audio segment and just press backspace on your keyboard, and then it will remove the audio. And then if you want to undo that, you can just press left control and Z on your keyboard. If the audio is too loud or too quiet for you, you can always just, okay, let me link it back together again, link, and then I will click audio gain and then just change it. So like if it's too quiet and I want it to be louder, I'll just press like plus 15 maybe and then just enter and it'll automatically make it louder. You can see the frequencies right here, the audio. And then if it's too loud and I want to make it quieter, I'll just go to audio gain and then minus and whatever number I want. And it'll make the audio quieter. Anyways, that will do it for today's video where we went over the basics of Adobe Premiere. If you've made it this far, please consider liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and feel free to comment any feedback, suggestions, and questions you have for me regarding my content on this channel. I will do my best to respond to everyone. My name is Williams Walkthroughs, and it has been a pleasure creating this video for you. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos like this if you enjoyed.